In this video, we'll look at the services that are available to you through the library and get into some of these databases and talk about searching these databases and citing what you find in the databases. So first of all, I'm at the ULM library website, URL www.ulm.edu/library, or there's a quick link on the main page. The layout of this changes quite a bit, so when you see this video it might look slightly different, but the content usually remains the same. First thing, just real quick, catalog. That lets you search the ULM library holdings. They do have a Cecil's Textbook of Medicine on reserve there. In upcoming semesters you'll be asked to use a medical textbook as one of your sources. Cecil's Textbook of Medicine is a popular one. Harrison's Manual of Medicine is another one. At the library they have a Cecil's, and I've already done this search, Cecil, not a S, just Cecil, Textbook of Medicine. If you search on that, it shows you that they do have one reserve copy available at the library, and when you click on it, and this is the most recent edition, the 23rd edition, you'll see that they have one copy and it's on reserve at the circulation counter on the first floor. This is so nobody can check this book out. You will need it, I promise, one day before too long. So you can get one there. Back to the library page. EBSCO eBooks. This is a service that allows you access to full text of books, and it displays the entire book in a digital format. There's not a Cecil's available on EBSCO eBooks, but they do have a Harrison's, and it is Harrison's Manual of Medicine. Okay, here it is. This is a bit older. This is from 2005. It is the most current that they have, though, so you'll want to check and be sure that you're allowed to use this. But this is a neat service because you can actually browse the book in a digital format and print select pages and such. There's the cover. I can go right to the table of contents. Different sections and go right to different sections of the book. Okay, you will need access to a medical textbook. We don't have copies in the LRC. They're very, very expensive, and they go out of date, so we use these other resources that are available to us. Okay, back to the library page. Okay, another couple of things to notice here under services, interlibrary loan. You'll hear this referred to as Iliad. That word should appear on here somewhere, right here. Your Iliad account, that's interlibrary loan. If you find a resource online but you can't get the full text of it, you can go to the site, the interlibrary loan site, create an account, and the instructions are right here telling you what to do. Create an account and how to request a copy of that article. I've done this before for some work that I have done. There have been times when I've gotten the article emailed to me within a day. Other times it's taken several days. There's usually no cost at all associated with this. It tells you at the top if there is a cost associated. It's coming from the university or wherever our librarians have found the article you need. If they are charging a fee, they'll get in touch with you and let you know if you want, and ask you if you want to go ahead and request that item. So even if you find something wonderful and you can't get the full text of it, there are options if you have a little bit of time. So that's interlibrary loan. Under services for students, just a few things to know. This is a really friendly site. Right here, number 7 tells you about off-campus access, and you've read something about this previously, I know, but this tells you more about when you're off campus, how you access the database sources by going to the library. It has to verify that you're a tuition paying student. Everybody in the world doesn't have access to these resources. So again, you'll put in your campus-wide ID and your PIN number, which is your birth month and year. Select University of Louisiana at Monroe and authenticate. So when you're off campus, you're trying to hit the databases, you're just going to have to verify that you are a tuition-paying student. And this link explains that a little bit further. They have some really neat things to say about Google on this page. Item number 10, about Google. Take a moment and read that. Also about Wikipedia. It's just not a good idea to use Wikipedia as a source. So this is some good information under services for students. Okay, now the thing about the library and all the databases that you have access to is there's so many different ways to get to the same things. To find the NRC, you can go to databases by name, go to nursing and allied health source. Okay, I'm sorry, that's not the NRC, the Nursing Reference Center. Slow today. And there it is. There's your NRC. That's one way to get there. Okay, back to the library page. Okay, you can also go databases by subject. Okay, you went to health sciences. I think I'm getting this backwards for you. I'm sorry if I'm confusing you. Databases by subject, health sciences. CINAHL we'll talk to in a minute. There's several different ways to get there. Here's another link to the ebooks. You know, there's just links upon links. There's a link to the Nursing Reference Center. So let me stop confusing you. Go back to the main library page. It's best to find one way to get to things and stick with it. I like going to databases by name. Now, because you're a tuition-paying student, the university uses some of your tuition money and gives us access to all these different databases. But there's one that's used, I think, the most often, and that's the EBSCOhost databases. Now, EBSCOhost is a company that gives us access to many, many different databases. It's not a database itself. So I'm going to click on EBSCOhost. What it does is it gives you databases. We have access to an agriculture database, biology databases, business databases. So you can move through this and select all the ones you want to search and search several at one time. So for some reason there are a few that are always selected. There's nothing wrong with the academic search complete. I just don't want to search it right now, so I'm going to deselect that. Alt Health Watch, that's a good one, for alternative medicines and complementary medicines and things. Okay, this is the big one. CINAHL Plus with full text. CINAHL, I'd pause and write this down if I were you. It is the cumulative index of nursing and allied health literature. Okay, the cumulative index of nursing and allied health literature. That's like the queen mother of nursing research literature. Okay, you always probably want to go with CINAHL. If you have a really common topic, you don't need to select a lot of databases. Just go to CINAHL. Okay, you'll find something if it's a really common topic. Okay, scrolling on, computer science, economics. I'm looking for health source. There it is right there. I like health source a lot. It has a lot of full text. Resources, I've always been pretty lucky with that. There's just a couple more I want to add to my search. Okay, Medline and Medline with full text. I'll take the full text. It's always a good one too. Keep in mind, when you're searching, that the database you might need to search might not be a medical database. Maybe you're searching, maybe it's a legal issue, maybe it's a current events issue, maybe a newspaper search would be appropriate. If it's a psych issue, definitely grab that one. I'm not going to grab it at this time. If it's a sociology issue, there's a sociology database. So don't forget, there's not just CINAHL and Medline and HealthSource, there's others. E-journals is always selected. I'm going to take that off. ULM, I want to take that off. And the ebook, another way to search EBSCOhost ebooks, right there. So I have a couple selected, and I'm going to hit continue. And I'll just start with a basic search. I'm going to imagine I'm doing some research on pregnant women who have diabetes. So I'll say pregnancy and diabetes. Now, how could I expand the search if I needed to? Pregnancy and pregnant are not the same word, so I could truncate this word there, so I could get pregnancy, pregnancies, and pregnant, but I'll not because I think this is a very popular topic. And I could truncate my diabetes to get diabetes or diabetic. You've heard about that before, but I'll just hit search. And I have 25,511 search. I'm not even going to begin looking at those. That's just too many. So I'll take advantage of the limiting options here. I want full text. If it doesn't have the full text, I don't want it at this point. I'm not that desperate yet. I definitely want it to have references, and I definitely want it peer reviewed. An article that's peer reviewed has been reviewed by experts in the given field before it's even published. Okay, so peer-reviewed lends a lot of authority and authenticity to your search. So we definitely want peer-reviewed. And I can't go back to 1917, so you can go back typically 5 years. So I'll go to 2007 and update my search. And I'm down to 118. That's not bad, but I don't really want to look at 118. So I'm going to pull this up. Why not just have the last year? Since it looks like this is a popular topic, I'm going to go to 2011 to 2012. Okay, and I don't know why it's not letting me go to 2012. That's new. 2011. Alright. Okay, well, let's just work with this. No, let me try one more thing, actually. Let's say I've reviewed some of these hits, and I'm getting some hits that deal with gestational diabetes, and that's not what I want. I don't want diabetes that's come on with pregnancy. I want someone who's diabetic. So I'm going to throw in my not Boolean operator, not gestational, and see how narrow we can get. Oh, 5 results. Okay, so that's really good, actually. Now, citing these things and taking a closer look at this. When you get your hits, you do get a lot of information here. It tells us that this is a research, journal article that deals with research. It's got tables and charts, yada, yada, yada. Here's the link to the full text of the article, but if you click on the title, you get more information. Okay, let's just look at what we have here. Okay, major subjects and so on and so forth, and again a link to the full text here. Notice down here that this particular article has a DOI number. DOI stands for Digital Object Identifier. This is a unique number that is assigned to this particular article, and this is something that you can use in your citation. In fact, in the 6th edition of the APA book, page 191, it tells you that when a DOI is used, no other retrieval information is needed. Of course, outside of the journal title, author, date, yada yada. You don't need to put what this means in a nutshell is you don't have to put that long URL. You can just use the DOI number. So let's look over here, this very nice cite button, and it shows us the APA citation. Okay, so there's all the author information and the title and yada yada, but it ends with a DOI number. That's all that's needed to retrieve this article, and I'm going to show you how that actually works. I'm going to highlight this number, the DOI number, and copy it, and open a new window in my browser, and I'm going to go to crossref.org. Okay, this is an organization that actually generates DOI numbers for articles, and here's their resolver. So if I paste in this DOI number and submit, there's the article. Okay, so this is how your faculty members can look at your articles that you used. Okay, let me go back one. There's also a way, if your faculty want you to have links in your reference list. Okay, the DOI number itself is not something you can link and just click on and send them to without adding this string right here. So in your reference list, if you want it clickable, you would put http://dx.doi.org/ followed by this number. Okay, so this is noted in your APA book. There's a section on DOI that tells you all of this. Crossref.org has the resolver. Okay, so that's really pretty cool, if you ask me. Okay, back to our search. Okay, if I want to look at the full text of this article, I can. Notice here you have the email function. You can email the article to yourself. You can save it in a folder, print from here, all kinds of different things. Okay, if you prefer to have in your citation that long URL, you can not use the DOI number. Look here at the permanent link to this article, and here it is right here. And so we could paste in that in the citation preceded by the retrieved by notation. So that's pretty cool. Okay, let me see if I can show you something else here. Let's see what practices nurses should know about diabetes and pregnancy. Okay, this is good. This one does not have a DOI number. Okay, so when I look at the citation here, okay, it looks incomplete, doesn't it? It's as if we had that paper journal in front of us, Nursing Times, and we don't have that journal in front of us. So you have to give your faculty a means to retrieve this document when they're reviewing your work. So if you email this to yourself, it will include, just as the NRC does when you cite, it will include the article information, and it would also give you the direct link that you would put following the end of this citation, retrieved from, and then the direct link. That would be in the email that came to you. Also, you can copy and paste this into your Word document, go to the permalink, here it is right here, and highlight this guy, okay, and paste it after retrieved by in your link. So if there's not a DOI number, this is not a totally complete. It even tells you up here, okay, make necessary corrections before using. So they have a little disclaimer there, okay. Databases, you're so lucky to have access to all these databases that you can search, really. It beats the heck out of when I was in school and you'd have to go sit on the floor of the library and go through index cards and then go to the shelf, and maybe the journal was there, maybe it wasn't. So much information here. Just, be smart about your searches. Use the appropriate databases. By all means, be patient and try all kinds of different things before you throw in the towel. And as always, just to holler when you need some help.